What is going on, guys? Winner Kills here, and welcome to episode 6 of Rogue to High Rated, a series where I document my journey to top 200 on Dueling Book Rated, playing Rogue decks only, and my deck of choice currently is Speedroids, as you guys know. And this is the 4th episode I've recorded in a row today, so if I'm a little quiet, because I'm trying to spare my voice a little bit, and I'm going to try to bring the mic a little closer to my mouth so I don't have to talk as loud. So I might be a little bit more quiet in this episode. But here we are in this particular match here. My rating is 268, so a couple matches have passed since that last episode that you guys saw where I played against Sword Soul. We are against Frog Squad, who had 486 rating to our 268. And this is a Table 1 match. This is like one of the last matches I played of the night, and this ended up being a very good match. As you guys can tell by the title and thumbnail, we are playing against Dragon Link, and we throw the GLs in the chat. Love to see when people do that. And I think my opponent made me go first. I don't think I won die roll, unless I did. But anyway, we get to go first here. Opening hands, our card Turbo Duplicate, Marble Machine, Griffin Rider Wheel to his Cosmic Cyclone, main decked, interesting. Quick Launch, Rocket Tracer, Quick Launch, and a copy of Destroyer the Lost Dragon's Frisian. And Corey's in the house. So yeah, we're going to go ahead and activate Wandering Griffin Rider here to start. And speccing that onto the field, activating Card Turbo here, and this is a really good opening here. Again, I guess kind of a 3-card combo. There's a lot of times when you have 2 wins in this deck, it's like it's weird with Griffin Rider sometimes, and I guess the same thing can be said with like Butterfly too. Because like you're usually using 2 wins to get into Rubber Band Shooter, but we're using them to go into Baron to protect our Rubber Band Shooter and other plays. So like you have to have a follow-up play on top of that, but luckily we do have follow-up plays. So we go into Baron, and then we commit the normal summon here. Unbeknownst to me, my opponent actually has 0 interruptions in his hand at all. So like we get to play freely uninterrupted here. So we're going to activate Tekatomborg. Tekatomborg is going to go for Duke because I feel like I think I can get access to an early Piper anyways. At this point, I also debated on doing the Banish to 7 here, Real Piper Duke. I'm interested to see what I do here. So I do Banish to 7. Okay, good. I'm proud of past me. Okay, so I reveal Hound and Piper, and I get the Piper to the hand instead. And the reason I think I went for the Hound was that if I got Hound, I would burn my additional normal, or I'd hold it as follow-up and then wheel. What was my play there? It was definitely to dump Gate, summon Gate, and then like Duke out the Piper, which would be Engrave, and reveal 1, 2, 3, 4, and then like Synchro 5 or 6. Draw another card. I don't know. I'm just trying to think like what my thought process was regarding the Hound, because I already have Gate in hand, so it's not like I could dump Gate, make Cork, and search another Gate on top of that, because I only play 2. I think it would have just been to like dump Gate, or maybe it would have been to dump a Dice, and do like a Crystal Wing line there or something. But at this point, I do use Wheel, and we pitch the Piper, and we roll a 6, which is just like insane. And at this point, I'm just like, what do I do with all of this? Like, what am I supposed to do with like these bodies here? Like, I could make a Charge Warrior. I could make Charge Warrior, draw 1, and then like make a not Shen, because I always like to Duke out that Piper and sync it with the Charge Warrior, but have to learn to make different plays. And I guess that same play comes up here. Like, you can turn this into a Wind Pegasus. Granted, I already banished the 7, and then, drop its level by 2 and Synchro Crystal Wing. Then we reveal Double Ash Card Turbo, and I think an Imperm here. And I think just taking the Ash balances the board a little bit more. We get some interruptions in the back line, and in the hand, we link 3 for Rorodon. Rorodon's going to go ahead and summon out the tokens. And I think I had to link off 3 cards there just because I wouldn't have had room to summon the tokens otherwise. And then we just go straight for Shen. Really wish I had a way to, like, I had another trap engrave. Like, I could have added it back with a Rorodon, which would have been kind of saucy, but I needed one extra monster. So my opponent is going to lead with that main deck Cosmic coming in clutch for him here, getting rid of the duplicate. And then, like, as soon as I see it's Dragon Link, I'm like, I'm so glad I made Shen Shen, because, like, game 1 Shen Shen, like, is so good. Like, a lot of times it can be so bad, don't get me wrong, but, like, there's a lot of times I feel like you just blind make it if you can, and it just, like, it helps out so much against certain matchups, this being one of those matchups specifically. So he's going to go ahead and activate another quick launch, and then Chain Tracer targeting the quick launch. And I decided to let this all go through, because I'm saving interruptions here for Chaos Ruler. And I make a major mistake here. So I have two options. I either negate the Chaos Ruler with the Baron, or I negate it with the Ash. I'll let you guys comment about what you think the correct play is here to make. Because I know what the correct play is, and I'll ensure you that I make the incorrect play, which is to Ash it. Because that means he can just go into battle phase and run over the Baron, or the Shen Shen here, which is no bueno. He does decide to run over the Shen Shen, which gives him a lot of leverage, allowing him to synchro into the hot red while giving him an extender in the graveyard. So that was a huge, like, I realized this, like, probably about now in the game, right when he summoned the hot red, that I had just majorly screwed up right there. And of course, at table 1 of all places. And then he follows up with Chaos Space. That I do decide to negate, because Chaos Space is insane. And that's going to trade with the hot red, which is entirely fine. He'll go ahead and search out the white dragon. And maybe, you know, maybe I didn't even need to negate that. Just because, like, maybe my turn goes by without, or maybe the rest of his turn goes by without him being able to threaten the Baron. You know, and then, like, and then I have a more, like, if this survives the turn, I still have a negate. So, like, we'll see if that would have been the case. Striker Dragon for boot, and also gets black. Summon black, banish white, activates space, putting back white to draw. Draws into another space. Activates boot. Boot is going to go ahead and spec out the Tracer. And then he's going to go for a Quad Boral here. Quad Boral effect. So, like, yeah, Quad Boral is going to go ahead and pop the Auroradon. He's going to spec out just the Tracer. And I just want to see something here. Up to its link rating. Okay, yeah. Thought I had to like summon the exact amount. And then he's going to go ahead and use Destrudo here, putting himself down to 35. And this also has to pop a link, right? Let's see. Until he's on the field, you cannot also destroy that target monster then if it was link monster. So, yeah, I guess if he wanted to, like, make more extending plays, he still would have had to pop the Auroradon and leave the Baron here had I not even burned its negate at this point. But then there's the Savage to really trade there. So he gets that, and then he gets... I really don't know why he used... Oh, no, why did he use the Destrudo? Okay, that's why. He's going for Unicorn. Pitch that. So, yeah, I would have had to eventually have burned the Baron negate there. There's no way he leaves that on my field. Definitely not. So... he has the 2 Omni Negate board there with Unicorn, and he's got Chaos Space plus Ruler Engrave as follow-up. I have Shen Shen Engrave with Duke and Hound right now, and top decking Nib is not great. And I still have an Auroradon token, which is kind of okay here. And I'm feeling like confident enough to go ahead and try to play through this board. It all depends on what my opponent decides to negate. So I start with Hound, targeting Tekatomborg. He burns the Savage. I'm like, okay. Activate Duke. Spec out Piper. Piper effect. He negates with the Hot Red, because I guess he decides he doesn't want to let me get a draw. And at this point, I'm just like, all right, we're in there. We are in there. Link to an Aurora Band Shooter. Go ahead and banish a 5. We're going to reveal Terror Top and Marvel Machine. Feels so good when people negate the wrong things. Because if you would have, like... if you would have let the Hound go through, I would have summoned a Cork Shooter. And then, if he negates the Duke, I still have... well, the thing is, he can only use Hot Red on things that are in the field. So, assuming he lets Cork Shooter, or let's say he lets Hound go through, summon Cork, activate Duke, he negates that with the Savage. Link 2 into Rubber Band Shooter. Rubber Band Shooter effect negate with Hot Red. Yeah, my only play is to bring back Shen Shen with Car Turbo. And then just hope the nib is enough. I think that's my only play. Yeah. Just a world of a difference of, you know, what, like, holding his negates in certain spot could have meant. Like, and maybe this is a point where, like, I could have, like, activated Marble in the scale and brought the Shen Shen back in defense. And then he can't kill it by battle. That would have been kind of funny. But then he just negates it with Hot Red, so. But yeah, he's going to see just how much he screwed up here. We're going to banish a 5, get our 2 best normal summons. 2 of our best normal summons. And we're going to add Tekatomborg off the Marble Machine. Marble Machine's going to go ahead and grab a copy of Dice. And Dice, I have to do this here because, like, going for Duke's not going to help me much since I already used Duke this turn. And I'm also out of Dukes. And going for a level 5 Synchro in general is not going to help me. I need to go for Juju here because I need the removal and just, like, the resilience that it has. That's going to clear Boot Sector because that's a threat for next turn. Activating Shen Shen Engrave. Going to go ahead and summon that out because that's just a good floodgate against him. Activate Card Turbo. I've banished 6 cards this turn already. And now this is at 20, or this is at 32 and this is at 36. So I can clear pretty much everything on his field. Yeah, except for the Unicorn. Like, one of his monsters are going to have to stay. Shen Shen's going to return Duke. We're going to go over that for 100. Like, we're getting over for just, you know, 100 damage here. The Juju had to crash with the Hot Red just because of its ability to not be destroyed by battle or card effects with the graveyard conditions being met. And then from there I have to pass. And I still have this nib in my hand. My opponent's going to top deck Ravine. And then he's going to activate Space. Space is going to put back the Boral Savage. Draws another Space. And he's going to go ahead and activate Ravine. Ravine's going to discard the Space. That's going to go ahead and search him a copy, or dump a copy of Absorouter, bring back, or add Synchron. And then I think he's just going to go ahead and normal Synchron to go ahead and revive the, what is he going to revive here? He revives the Absorouter. And then he's going to Synchro 8 into that Hot Red again, or that Savage again. And that's going to go through, obviously, because I have nothing to stop that. Equip with Quad Boral. And then he's going to go ahead and activate Hot, or not the Hot, I keep calling everything Hot Red. Chaos Ruler Engrave. And then he makes a strange play coming up here. You'll see it in just a second. And at this point, he is, well, how many summons did he want? He went not Tracer, Synchron into Absorouter, into Savage, into Chaos Ruler. So he's at summon number 4. He's at summon number 4. He's going to banish the Rubber Band Shooter. He's going to clear the Shen Shen. And then he's just going to not kill the Juju, so I'll take a little bit of damage there. And then he, interestingly enough, makes Dingirsu to send the Juju. I guess he was really worried about that next turn, just forcing out the Savage Negate and trading with it very well there. But he walks right into Nib. I guess he might have just come to the conclusion of, like, better have it, I guess. Which is not always the best, you know, bet to take, but yeah. So I go ahead and tell him to put the token in defense, just so it only has 2100 defense. I top deck Imperm, and we're kind of in dire straits here, just because, like, he has Ravine up still, and he has Chaos Space Engrave with ample targets to put back. Specifically, like, putting back Striker Dragon could be kind of nice. So I lead with Hound, and as you can see, I only have Hound and Duke to work with. And the thing that sucks is, like, I don't have, like, a non-tuner to be able to revive here. If only I had, like, Hagoi to access or Rubber Band playing access at this point, we would have been in a really good spot. So I'm forced to summon Cork Shooter. Activate Hound. That's going to summon out Piper. And Piper reveals 1 here, and it reveals Terror Top, which is insane. Got super lucky there. I think I put that Terror Top back. I think I put the Terror Top back off that Hound. Let's see here. Banish Duke. Wait a second, where is it? Yeah, return Terror Top, declared Ultra Hound, return Terror Top, draw Terror Top. Like, what are the odds? And I also shuffled my deck too. Just for people that are skeptical of that. Declared Ultra Hound, banish Hound, Place Speedroid Terror Top into the spell trap zone, returned it. View deck, shuffled deck, or view graveyard, shuffled deck. Importantly, right there, do our plays, and then we draw it later on. And then, yeah, that's just going to be game because we have not gone into Charge Warrior or Baron yet. And that will seal the deal. Plus, we have Imperm too, so, like, yeah, my opponent's not winning that one there. And we go ahead and go into game 2. Game 2, really not too much to actually go ahead and dissect here. My opponent opened up Fun Limit, Scummin Limit, however you want to put it. Rocket Tracer into Striker Dragon. I'm just going to let this one play out. He's going to go Boot into Tracer, link into Seals, go ahead and spec out the Recharger. Thing on res here, and I do decide to burn the Lancia at this specific moment. Just because, like, I know Chaos Ruler is about to come out, and also Hot Red, or not Hot Red. I keep calling everything Hot Red. I know Savage is about to come out if he wants to. Like, he could make Savage. And at that point, like, Lancia might not have a chance to resolve. So, use it or lose it situation there, but, like, goes for Savage. He misses out on that Mass Excavate, which he's going to go ahead and do now. And he takes an Absa Router, and I think he milled another Absa Router, so he's going to go ahead and trigger that one specifically. And that's going to go ahead and search him here a copy of Tracer. And then he's going to go ahead and set Summon Limit and just pass on that. And at this point, like, you know, I'm thinking that back row was like an Imperm or a Droplet or a Tiding. Anything other than Summon Limit. And at this point, I'm like, if this is all you got, like, you are getting OTK'd with this particular hand. Like, I have Hound, Tekatomborg, Wheel with Duke, and Duplicate as backup. But he's got the Summon Limit. So, like, really can't do much to that. And then he's going to do some sauce. End phase. He's going to return a face of card in the field of the hand. He's going to put his Summon Limit back in his hand. One-sided Summon Limit, by the way. He'll summon safer, draws into another Summon Limit. And basically here, he's going to go ahead and basically clear the board. I do chain Wheel here to the summon of the Levy. I know he's going to pop 2. He gets rid of the Duplicate. Goes into Hulk, summons out a Gamma. Goes into Unicorn, ditches a Summon Limit. Goes into Access Code, and that's just going to be game. So that's Summon Limit. Just one in the game right there, unfortunately. I don't think there was literally anything else I could have done differently. I think I still lose the Summon Limit regardless. Even if I start with Wheel, I summon 2 bodies. If I roll a 3 or higher, he just activates Summon Limit on res, and yeah, that's all she wrote. But here in Game 3, we have a bit of a different story. We open up Judgment Lancia, Rubber Band Plane, Tekatomborg Marble to his Tracer, Galactic Spiral, Dragon, Droplet, Tracer, or Synchron, and Levianeer. So we go ahead and leave with the Marble Machine. That mean Marble Machine, and luckily for us, he does not have any interruptions. But I am going to do that super safe anti-nib play. And I'm doing that because I open up Plane. I open up Marble, Tekatomborg Car with an access to 1 extra extender. So we're going to go ahead and summon out Duke. Synchro for Hagoita instead of going for the typical Rubber Band Shooter route. Summon out Car Turbo here. And then we're going to Synchro for the Crystal Wing. And then we're going to activate Duke. Duke's going to bring back the Car. And then we're going to activate Hagoita. And then we're going to go ahead and special summon the Plane on the summon of the Hagoita. And then we can go ahead and link off the Car Turbo and the Plane into Rubber Band Shooter. Rubber Band Shooter effect, go ahead and banish a 7. And yeah, this is like the key play where 7s come up. Because if you get a Duke, you can make another Crystal Wing, plus have Duke follow up and then Hagoita. And if you get Piper, you get Reveal 3 plus Shen with Hagoita follow up. And I already have Lancia Judgment, which is kind of insane. And here I was like, I still reveal Hound Piper because, and I could have revealed Duke, right? I definitely could have revealed Duke. But in terms of like which card offers me that Hagoita like Synchro 8 follow-up, Duke does it and so does Hound because Hound can summon Kork and then which like makes the Hagoita and live for Synchro 8. And Duke does the same thing. But the alternative with getting Hound here instead of revealing a Duke is Hound can net me a Duplicate. And I do get the Hound here, which I'm like, all right, cool. Kind of didn't want the Shen just because, like, it's going to conflict with the Lancia. But we're going to dump Gate, summon Gate, make Cork Shooter, add a Gate, and then we're still going to make Crystal Wing all the same. So by doing that, we got into the second Crystal Wing, plus follow-up, plus an interruption. Just like plus, 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 plus. Love it. So satisfying. Set 2 and pass. My opponent picks up a Recharger. He's going to start with Droplet, pitching 2. I'm like, this is definitely a good time to Judgment, because he's still going to have to play through 2 Crystal Wings and a Duplicate, while just having gone -3, essentially. Normal Summon Rocket Tracer. I'm going to go ahead and attempt to bounce here, because I know he's going to try to get access to that Link 1 play. And at that point, it puts him on having, like, Chaos Space or White or Black Dragon. I think those are the only 5 cards that he could, like, actually just fully recover with. I could be wrong. White or Black, plus Chaos, or Chaos Space. But he's also going to chain Rocket Tracer here. And I let that go through. And he's going to summon out Synchron. He's going to link this here. I thought about going for the Lancia here, but I was worried about, like, White or Black Dragon coming out. Again, just because those are inherent summons. There's Striker Dragon. This I decided to negate because letting him get access to Boot Sector is kind of scary, and especially since Crystal Wing cannot negate Boot Sector because it's a green card. You know, we're just going to have to stop that. He has Recharger. Maybe this is a little overkill, but I decided to negate the Recharger as well. And then on res, I pitched the Lancia because I'm like, at this point, the only way he keeps going is if he has some sort of chaos play. And luckily for me, last card in hand is Levianeer, but he only has Darks engraved, so he could just summon it to, like, shuffle nothing back in my hand, and then he can't out the Crystal Wings, and then he dies next turn. Like, I take 2k over this. Oh, this can't even attack, though, so I don't take anything. GG's in the chat, though. You'd love to see it. Brings us up to 268 with the rate. Or no, it brings us up to 283, so almost 300 rated at the point of this particular match. And, yeah, we win our table 1 match. Always feels good to do that, especially with everybody watching. And speaking of watching, thank you guys for watching this particular episode. Hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know if you want to see more of this series coming up. And if there's any decks specifically you guys want to see this deck go against, that is Speedroids. Any decks you guys want to see on this particular replay, like Speedroids versus this deck or this deck, let me know in the comments. And if you guys want to see more of my content, click on one of the videos popping up on the bottom of the screen right now. And as always, we're Kill signing out. We'll see you guys in the next one. And last but not least, a huge shout out goes to our Divine Level channel members, and they are Tweeter0226, Pony Stark, Cadillacs84, Keith Sidgers, and Black Ninja Money. Thank you guys so much, like always, for your extremely generous support of the channel.